I know people who fly. Hello selfies, how are you all doing? I am doing well, my peace and blessings. Welcome back to the channel. Today's topic is on happiness. Now, selfies, we gotta talk about happiness. I always ask myself, or I hear people say, I'm happy. But the next minute you hear them crying or you see them in distress. Then we ask, what is happiness? Who is happy? What defines happiness? Or what brings on happiness, right? Let's talk about the difference between animals and humans when it comes to happiness and the definition of happiness. So if you think about it, animals, they don't know what happiness is. They are happiness. You know what I mean? So because they are happiness, then they don't have to work towards being happy. For example, the birds of the air, right? They don't have any barns. They don't have any storage place. They don't have any type of bank accounts or, a home, a big home. They don't have a big car. They don't have all this stuff. But they have a little nest, right, that they made themselves. And whenever they feel like they need to eat, they just take on their wings and fly. And then they go and whatever they're able to find, they peck everywhere. They're full, they come back home, they're happy, they're never worried about tomorrow because they don't believe in the future. And if you look at maybe like a cow, the cow just stands there on the farm and just chew all day long, chew with no emotions. So he or she is not looking for happiness because he is happy. Now, when you compare that to humans, we are always seeking, we are always wanting, we are always running, we are always, comparing, we are always driving, and that leads to jealousy, that leads to enviousness, that leads to all these things that brings on happiness, right? So happiness then should be you. It's not outside of you. It is not something that you have to go seek. And I will tell you why. Because sometimes what we think would bring us happiness, for example, I'm going to go marry this husband, or I'm going to go get married to this wife. I'm going to buy this car. I'm going to buy this home. I'm going to get this. I'm going to get that. Have you noticed that every time that you get those things, it's temporarily? Okay, let me emphasize again. For example, you think you're miserable and you're not happy, then you believe that by getting a new car, it's gonna bring you happiness. It's gonna make you happy for the rest of your life. Have you noticed that after a month or two, after 3 months or even a year, that happiness within you had faded away, has started to fade away, that you're no longer happy with that car, especially if the car got into a car accident? Or new cars have come out and here you are with an old car, then you're not happy anymore. You see? And you see people say, I'm not happy until I am married. Then you go marry this beautiful bride or this beautiful husband and you bring them home or you go to their home, and within, I think the time frame is like 5 years or 7 years. If you're able to pass that, then you are okay. But within that first year or 5 years or 7 years or even 10 years, it starts to fade away. The love starts to fade away. You start to find fault in everything that they do, and you start to feel just not that happy person again. Have you noticed that? So that tells us that whatever is outside of us, whatever we think it's outside of us that we have to seek from the outside of us, it's temporary. It is not what happiness is. You yourself is happiness. How you feel towards yourself is happiness. How you internalize all these things is happiness. So happiness is not something that you get from outside, selfies. It is not. I learned this the hard way. And I basically come on here to express my experiences with you and share my experiences with you and they are my evidence-based, right? They are my evidence-based because I have seen the evidence from where I was and from where I'm at. So I have seen these things. So I use them as a teaching moment for people who might learn from something, because I did my own research and I'm showing you the results. If you know what I mean. So if you can look at happiness as if that it is within you, you must create it within you. You don't give anyone the power to create your happiness, because they can take it from you at any time. If you give anything the power to create your happiness, when that thing it's broken or it's no longer in existence, then where is your happiness? Do you want to say that now you're no longer happy? So that's not happiness. You create it within you, despite of whether you are rich, whether you are wealthy, whether you have a big house, a small house, a big car, a small car, all these jewelries or no jewelries, all this fame or no fame. It's not it. Some famous people are not happy because when we see them on TV, they are basically making this persona that we should see. And then a year from now, you hear that they kill themselves or they commit suicide or they did something that is indicative of unhappiness, right? So I say create happiness within yourself. Find that happy moment within yourself. See yourself always happy without material stuff. You are the happiness. I hope it makes sense. You are the happiness. And because you are the happiness, then you don't go outside of yourself to seek happiness. At least this is what I do. I look at myself as I am the happiness. So guess what? If you come in and then you go, you're gonna leave me with my happiness. If you bring something towards my life and you take it away, you're still going to leave me with my happiness, because I am the happiness. It's not something outside of you. You are the happiness. And when you adopt this philosophical type of belief and mindset, life becomes very self-control, like you are in control of your life. And you tend to see people around you who thought they own a part of you and they own your happiness. They tend to come back because now your energy is so strong and your light, it's undimmable. Like you literally, wherever you go, your light shines because of the happiness that is within you. Okay. So that is how I define happiness. When someone says you are the creator of your own life and your own happiness, they're not saying go and grab all these things outside of you and think that will give you happiness. No. What that means is that you are the happiness. You be like the bird of the air. You be like the animal who does not rationalize anything outside themselves as if that is happiness. They believe that they are the happiness. That's why you can do anything to look at the bird. Every day I see a bird flying, I said, wow. Because they don't have that doubt in themselves, they can fly. If humans never, ever, ever have doubt in themselves, we could fly too. Happiness, it is created by you. Try in your daily moment, adopt a feeling of happiness. It's a feeling. And if you are able to master and get to that blissful spot within you, then really nothing bothers you. You know, people's problems are, you tend to see people's problem as if they're not problem, not in a sense of you are heartless, but a sense of you see the happiness in them. Because humans, no matter what situation we're going through, no matter what circumstance we're going through, there's always a subtle peace underneath it all. There was always a subtle calmness underneath it all. There was always a subtle happiness underneath it all. But because we are focused on the big things, then we forget the subtle things. And that subtle thing, if you focus on that, it becomes a big thing. So really happiness is within. It's not possessions. It's not. It is not the number of children you have. It's not. It's not the lack of children you have. It's not. It is not lack of possessions you have. It is not how many girlfriends or wives or husbands or boyfriends or, you know, how many bags or shoes you have. That's not happiness. It is not. Happiness is all you. It is you, yourself. So try to believe this and try to incorporate this in your life, and you will see that you really don't have to go anywhere to get happiness. It is it is really there. Like, you are the happiness. And I mean, I used to be that type that says, oh, I have to be this, I have to be that, I have to get this, I have to get that. And I realize I get those things and I'm still wanting more. I get those things and I am not happy with them, actually. Or I want this relationship and now I'm like, oh my gosh, what have I got myself into? You see what I'm saying? So it is not from the outside. It's all within yourself. So I hope this video helps. I hope this video gives you a little bit of clarity, because again, that's the purpose of this channel, is to, you know, give you motivation, help you cope with life's daily challenges, if you call them challenges. And if you don't call them challenges, then you said you are on a path, and the path, it's a journey, and the journey, it's you, and the passenger is you, and you know, everything that you encounter through this journey, it's all you. It passes. Okay, so peace be upon you and God Almighty's blessings.